Okay, children, welcome back again into the lesson light, shadow, reflection. Oh my god, light is gone. Come on. Right. So, in previous session we started about light. Light is a physical thing which make us to see the objects, right? We learned and the light sources. The thing which gives us light, the actual light giving substance or object is called light source. From the light source we can get rays, light rays. With that we could able to see the things, right? So here how could we able to see the things? I already told you. For example, it is the light source, that is sun. From the sun the light falls on the surface. Say for example it is a flower. On the flower the light rays are fall. The light rays that are coming from the light source, they are called incident rays. Very good. Incident rays. Now, incident rays, when they fall on the surface of an object, these surface of the object reflects the light back in many directions. So, whatever the light rays that are reflected by the surface of the object, they are called reflected rays. So rays are two types, incident ray, reflected ray. This reflected ray, when they reach to our eyes, we could able to see the object in presence of light. So this is the thing how you could able to see my face and all these things. And in the ending I ask you one question, that if I place any transparent material, then you could able to see me. For example, here it is a transparent material. Are you able to see my eyes? Right, you could able to see my eyes. Whereas now tell me, are you able to see this visiting card? Right? Yes, you could able to see. Now, sorry, are you able to see this? Yes, but somewhat. Now, are you able to see this? No, not clear. So when I keep this one, you could able to see clearly. But from this, you are able to see clearly. Whereas third one, see. Are you able to see this? No. Here, with this you can able to see clearly. Right? First one. And with this you can able to see but not clearly. And third one, you could able to, you are unable to see the thing completely, right? So depend upon this we can divide that the things, the light allowing things are three types. Light allowing things are three types. Okay, what are they? What are those types? Number one, transparent. Say transparent. Number two, translucent. Number two, translucent. And number three, opaque. Opaque materials. So there are three types of materials: transparent, translucent and opaque materials. So first one, transparent material. Transparent materials are the objects which can able to pass the light rays through them. They can pass the light rays through them, so that we could able to see you could able to see my face, and whatever the reflected rays they are coming from my face, it is going through this transparent object and entering into your eyes. So the things which can allow the light rays to pass through them completely clearly, they are called transparent materials, and they show the image clearly. They can able to show the image clearly. See here, you could able to see the image clearly. These things are called transparent. What are transparent materials? Say, very good. They can pass or allow the light rays through them and show the image clearly. They can show the image clearly. Whereas the second one, that is transparent. Sorry, first one transparent and second one translucent. Second one translucent. So here you could able to see this visiting card but not clearly. Means it is not allowing the total light rays to pass through it. it allowing only a little amount of light rays. So translucent, they allow a little amount of light rays to pass through them. And do they show clearly? No. They show unclear image. First one, transparent, which can able to pass or allow the light rays completely and it shows the clear image. Whereas second one, translucent, it unable to show the image clearly. Why? Because it allows very little light rays. That's why the image will be unclear and very less. Such kind of materials are called as translucent. Whereas opaque materials means they completely stops. They do not allow the light rays to pass through them, and they won't show, or they don't show the images. Right? So depending upon the penetration of the light rays, the materials are three types: transparent, translucent and opaque. Here transparent materials are the materials which can able to pass the sunlight through them, sunlight or any light rays, and it can able to show the image clearly. Whereas translucent materials, for example, this transparent, can you give some examples? Your assignment is that name some transparent materials. For example, I could give you window glass, transparent window glass, like that. Give some examples for the transparent material. I could check your notes now. Definitely you should complete this work assignment. Transparent materials which can able to allow the rays through them and it can show the image clearly. Whereas translucent, here they allow little amount of light so that the image will be unclear, because very less light is coming inside, right? And whereas opaque material, they don't allow the light rays to pass through them. Simply I am going to show you one code, right? Opaque, there is no penetration of light, you are unable to see my face, it won't show any image. Translucent, it allowing a little amount of sun rays, so you can able to see my face but not clearly. Whereas third one, transparent, opaque, translucent, transparent, opaque, translucent, transparent, right? So your assignment is that to give examples for these material. For example, opaque material, your pad, exam pad, textbook, if you cover it, it is able to show you. Even my hand also opaque material, it is not allowing the rays, right? So this is about transparent, translucent and opaque materials depending upon the allowance of light rays, right? So now next step we'll go for the shadows. What is meant by shadow? Have you seen your shadow? Right. For example, when I'm explaining the lesson, this is the shadow, right? Whatever the thing that is falling down, it is shadow. Can you define what is actual shadow? What is the shadow? Right? Shadow is simply an area where light is absent. Very good. An area where light is absent. An area where light is absent, it is called shadow. That area is called shadow. Where there is a presence of light, it is light. And when I keep my hand, see here there is a presence of rays. So you could able to see. Whereas if there is no light, so shadow is unclear. Now if there is a presence of light, you could able to see the shadow, right? So whatever the area which is absence of light, it is called shadow. There is no light. Simply the area where there is no light, it is called shadow. It is called shadow. Okay. One amazing thing and very funny thing is that what we require to get the shadow. If I keep the transparent material, can I get the shadow? It is giving somewhat unclear, it is, right? So if I keep like this, are you able to see the shadow? No, not clearly. Whereas if I keep this material, see the difference? Are you able to see the difference? Are you able to see the difference? Right. The transparent material unable to give the shadow, whereas the opaque material can able to give the shadow. Right. So what we require to get the shadow? We require, okay, I will write here, what we require to get the shadow. To get the shadow, we require light. First of all, we require light. Very good. Number two, opaque material. Number one, light. Number two, opaque material. Okay, very good. Now, this is the opaque material and it is a light source. When I keep like this, I could able to get the shadow. Okay, imagine I went outside the outside my home and I taken a torchlight and I focus the light on this opaque material to the sky. Can I able to see the shadow? Right, you said you require light and opaque material. Light source is the torchlight, opaque material is this cover. And when I switch on the torchlight, can I able to see the shadow in the sky? No, definitely no. Means we require light, opaque material and one more thing, that is screen. Very good. That is screen. Here what is the screen? The board is the screen. What is the opaque material? My hand. What is the light source? The electric bulb. Electric bulb giving light source and the opaque material stopping the light rays so that there is absence of rays and it is called shadow. It is called shadow. And in childhood I think you played like this, right? Whoa, 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 whoa. Right? So here this is the shadow. Shadow can be made by three things: light, opaque material and screen. Light, opaque material and screen. With the help of these three we could able to form the shadows. Right. So here what is the shape of this cover, cell phone cover? It is rectangle, right? So see here, it is actually rectangle and I made this to the square. Are you able to see this? I made it to the square and see, it become thin, it become broad. See, disappear. Why these things are going on? Why it happened? Right? So the shadows depends upon the movement and the distance of the opaque material from the light source. For example, here it is the electric pole. Here it is electric pole and it is electric bulb. When you are here, your shadow will appear like this, isn't it? While walking on the road at the night time. And when you are exactly under the street light, then the shadow will fall here itself. And when you cross the street light, then your shadow will appear like this, right? So why the length of the shadow is changing? Because the distance between the light source and the opaque object. So depending upon the light source and opaque object, the shadow will be changes its angle. In olden days, the people that come to know the time by using a stick. For example, here it is the stick. When there is a sunrise, then the shadow will appear like this, a long shadow. Right? When if it is afternoon, in the midday, the shadow appears here itself. And when it is sunset, guess where it appears? Very good. Here the shadow appears. Right? So depending upon this, they could able to tell the timings, what time is going on, either it is morning or evening or afternoon. They could able to see by using this clock, man-made and very simple clock it is. In olden days or ancient days, they used this type of clocks, right? So we use shadows in our life like this. And when you observe, for example, in the summer, when you observe the sunrise in the summer and in the winter, you come to know the changes in the angle of shadow. Definitely, when there is a change in the angle of shadow, just remember the season is going to change, right? Try it for a year and you could come to know, yes, depending upon the sun rays, depending upon the shadows or depending upon the angle of incident ray, you are getting monsoon, summer, winter. These seasons will be changed because of just rotation of earth around the sun. So here when here it is the sun. When earth is near to the sun, then the sun rays will fall in straight, right? We are going to get summer. When it go away from the sun, it become winter or monsoon, like this, right? The seasons appears like this depending upon the angle of incident ray, right? So we come to know about shadows. We require light, opaque material and screen to see the shadows. Very good. And your assignment is that you just draw the shadows, sketch of shadows in a scrapbook or otherwise on a paper, right? First assignment is about transparent, translucent and opaque material, and second assignment is draw the shadows in your notes.